everyone, welcome to Pulse of the Port. I'm your host, Sean Horish. Trains up to 8,000 feet long carrying containerized goods, cars, food products, lumber, and more travel to and from port terminals using the bridge right behind me. It's also home to Pacific Harbor Line's CP Badger Bridge switching station, where every day PHL manages the movement of over 100 trains within the 7,500-acre port complex. You might say they're like a valet service for trains. But before we step inside to see how it's done, I got a close-up look at how U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers wage a daily battle to protect American consumers and the economy. This may look like a typical warehouse, but I assure you it is not. We're at an undisclosed location operated by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Think you can get pirated goods and counterfeit stuff into this country? Well, the people working in this building beg to differ. This is the first line of defense.
Counterfeiting is a multi-billion-dollar-a-year global business and a major problem for our people and our economy. The counterfeiters don't pay taxes and often support criminal activities. But U.S. Customs and Border Protection is making big gains in the effort to stop the flow of fakes, logging more than 1,000 trade seizures at the Los Angeles Long Beach Seaport Complex last year alone. That's a domestic value of $37 million and an increase of 18% over 2010.
We are here with Customs Officer Brian McAdill. And Brian, this is a place you guys affectionately refer to as the museum. What does it represent?
It just reflects upon the hard work that these officers put in and day out to protect the American economy and the trademark holders that trademark these items.
Now with some of these handbags, how do you tell the difference specifically with like a Louis Vuitton right here?
Well, this one's a dead giveaway because the stitching over top of the logo, you won't see that from a genuine Louis Vuitton.
We're looking at headlights here. Why are these in this museum?
Well, as CBP, we enforce 400 laws for 40 different agencies, and these unfortunately did not meet Department of Transportation specifications and were in fact seized.
And they were too bright?
They're too bright and could pose a danger on the road.
Now this is one of my favorites. As you can see, it looks like a convincing Duracell battery, but when you pull this out and you see this cute little pink bunny at the top, Brian, little pink bunnies don't belong in a Duracell, do they?
No, I do not believe their competitor authorized the use of that bunny on this battery.
No, Energizer wouldn't be very happy about that at all. All right, Brian, now we've seen the museum. Where are we headed next?
We're going to take a walk down to the warehouse to see where the physical exams actually take place. And while we're down there, you're going to see some very interesting things.
Sounds good. Let's check it out. We are in a 315,000 square foot warehouse called the Central Examination Site. You want to translate that for us?
Yes, to put it simply, this is containers that are selected for examination are brought here, physically unloaded and inspected.
Now, how are these things selected? I mean, did they pick them out when they hit the dock?
No, after September 11th, one of the new implementations was that 24 hours before a vessel leaves a foreign port, the manifest has to be transmitted to Customs and Border Protection. And from there, the officers go in and they target and they look for recent trends. They select those containers and they are then brought here.
Now, this is one of the containers that was selected for examination over at the port. It still has the original seal from the shipper that sent it over. These guys are going to bust that right off, and the process has begun. Now, I think everybody will recognize these. Mercedes grills?
Yeah, this is the Mercedes logo. However, Mercedes is manufactured in Germany. This product itself shipped from China.
How much easier does it make it when an importer flags it for you like that? It's almost like just laying it up there.
Well, they kind of put it on a tee sometimes when you do see this coming from China, but there's a lot of hard work that goes into selecting this product for examination.
This is a huge operation, but why go through all the trouble? Why do people need to be protected from counterfeit and pirated goods?
Well, first and foremost, it's against the law to bring this merchandise in. Bringing this merchandise in is big money, and this money goes back to somewhere, whether it be drug cartels, human trafficking, terrorism, and also some of this merchandise is detrimental to the American public. It doesn't meet proper specifications. You don't want to hang Christmas lights in your house that are pirated that may burn your house down, do you?
We all know the Port of Long Beach is a huge sea of containers. It's such a huge job. You have to have some participation from them in this effort. What kind of partner have they been?
The Port of Long Beach has been a tremendous partner. They make the containers available for examination. They have them staged in a timely manner. And also when we do have to have a container leave the terminal is more than happy to accommodate us.
Brian, thank you very much for showing us around today. We really appreciate all the hard work you and your fellow officers do.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Anytime I get a chance to represent the agency and show you what we do for the American people.
All right, now how do we get out of here? U.S. Customs and Border Protection has one of the most unusual museums in the country, and we applaud their efforts to keep items like the ones inside from reaching our store shelves. After the break, we'll see how a rail superhighway is helping the Port of Long Beach remain a premier gateway for international trade.